The secrets of the Sonic multiverse are very hard to come by, and when you don't have that many answers, but you have too many questions, you need somebody to go out there and answer them for you. So today, I'm going to be taking a couple of theories and stuff and answering whether they're closer to true or false. Like and subscribe.
It's Groundhog Day!
Sonic 3 is coming
Look for the shadow!
on Groundhog Day.
There are two theories on why Sonic can breathe in space, and both of them make a lot of sense and also a little bit of sense at the same time. Let me go ahead and break it down for you. Alright, let's get the boring one out of the way first. Okay, the boring theory is quite literally that Sonic doesn't need air and he just uses it for something. I don't know. Maybe his respiratory functions get cancer when he doesn't actually have any air to fill his lungs, and eventually Sonic will get cancer from trying to breathe in space. We don't actually know, but the actual second theory is actually pretty interesting. Sonic may just be very bad at keeping things out of his lungs. What I mean is that Sonic is very good at keeping things in his lungs, not pushing them out. So basically, water is a fluid. Fluid fills up your lungs with things other than air, pushing air out, while the vacuum of space is literally a vacuum of space that pulls things out of your lungs. Sonic should be able to hold those things within his body. Now, you can make the reference that Sonic isn't strong enough to do that, but with Sonic doing tons of cardio and a lot of movement stuff, Sonic should be able to hold his breath and should be able to do other things like that. Now, is Sonic actually like holding his breath? No, he's not. But seems like his ability to breathe in space is not predicated based on whether he has air or not. So, from what I can tell, he's just very good at innately holding air within his body without it getting sucked out and him literally exploding. That was pretty easy to answer. Let's go for the next one.
Over the years, that chaos would take many forms. But one thing it's never become is portable. Introducing new Sonic Chaos for...
As of right now, we have no proof of this, but Movie Shadow was most likely created by Black Doom in every timeline. No matter if Gerald's involved or Gerald's uninvolved, Shadow will be created by Black Doom, unless Black Doom was banging a hot hedgehog chick and Shadow just came out, which would go crazy bad. You just shouldn't do that. Like, bro, that would be insane. Also, what was the reason for Shadow coming to Earth? It's pretty obvious, but Shadow's whole thing is he's sent to Earth to conquer it, or he's made to conquer Earth. He's doing things to conquer Earth. That's his whole premise for being created by Black Doom. Gerald Robotnik has like all these other things that he's thinking about and worrying about, but Gerald doesn't know that Black Doom literally sent Shadow to Earth to conquer it. So I wonder how they're going to play that storyline, because Shadow's already gotten over his ability to conquer the world, and if they do it well, it could be a very introspective story for Shadow, but if they don't do it well, it could be a very bad thing.
Your shoddy craftsmanship brings shame on all hedgehog kind, and for that you shall perish.
When Sonic Movie 3 was coming out, this was in the trailer. Alright, to make this very clear, to make this insanely clear, imagine it like this. Somebody took your arm and twisted it, okay? Full range of motion, twisted it back, twisted it forth, twisted it side to side. You know, it's a natural twist. It's a pretty natural one. It's a natural enough one for you not to notice. Now, imagine that, but instead of turning your entire wrist, they hold your arm in place, right? And then somebody turns your hand really fast. That's what's happening there, and that's why it cracked.
Sonic Heroes. 12 heroes, 4 teams, one new game that never gets old. Premiering on Nintendo GameCube. Rated E for everyone.
For a long time, it's always been a question about where the Chaos Emeralds are stored. A lot of people think it's stored in their butthole, but during the event of Sonic X Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings, we got the scene that pretty much completely confirmed where the Chaos Emeralds go. Basically, they just metaphysically cause the Chaos Emeralds to literally absorb into and come out of their body. What I'm saying is that every time the characters put their hand near their ass, they aren't actually doing anything. They aren't pulling it out of anywhere unless they just metaphysically make it come out of that part of their place. So basically what I'm saying is most Sonic characters, they're grabbing a Chaos Emerald from behind them. They didn't have to do that. They're doing it intentionally to freak you out. And you should call the cops.
Yo, Sonic! Man, stay off the light speed!
My bad.
Sonic Adventure on Sega Dreamcast.
Let me go ahead and make this entirely too simple for you. Basically, the original Knuckles Chaotix never really happened in the way that it actually was seen on screen. Basically, SBO still exists. We can assume that SBO and Knuckles were in the events of Knuckles Chaotix due to the fact that Sonic Fighters exist and Sonic the Fighters is still considered canon. But SBO and Charmy do not exist. They were rebooted. So basically, the gist of this entire thing is that SBO exists in the classic games, but Vector and Charmy B do not. That is a clear thing that has happened here, and the reason why we know this is because the original creator of Sonic Heroes said, hey, we are retconning and rebooting all these characters for the modern age. That is pretty much the explanation without actually getting into exact details or showing anything on screen. How did Black Doom survive the event of Shadow the Hedgehog? Well, I already made a video on that, but that video's dog shit, so we're gonna go ahead and sit with you right here and play this clip.
Implication true that Black Doom was able to reconstruct himself through the Death Leech larva on the Ark?
Yep.
Okay.
He was
very
Chekhov's,
simple.
that was the Chekhov's gun.
Basically, what he's saying is that anytime Black Doom dies, if any member of his species survives, Black Doom can regrow through whatever is alive. Basically, what would happen is the thing would disappear, everything would disappear, and he would just end up in a larva to regrow and become more beautiful as time goes on. The gist of the story is that Black Doom is quite literally immortal if a single member of his species survives any invasion or any attack. Black Doom will be fine forever and ever. Anyway, let's move on now.
Well, what's the hurry, mister? And about his attitude. Smarty pants! Why can't it be more like that nice boy Mario? Oh!
The classic Sonic timeline has been a theory that's always been kind of odd to me. It was provided in Sonic Generations that it was quite literally a timeline thing. So when they came back and said Sonic was from a different dimension in Sonic Forces, not only was I confused, but the entire world. So we assumed now that Sonic's timeline was split into two different kinds of parts, the classic timeline and the modern timeline. But then we get to the current era of Sonic, and it's quite literally proven that the current Sonic timeline and the classic Sonic timeline are the exact same thing. So why does classic Sonic not say anything? For one simple reason: he wasn't told about his complete history. Think about it like this: there have been two instances where classic Sonic and modern Sonic team up. Both times classic Sonic comes to the future, but they're only seeing one event, okay? Within Sonic Generations, they're seeing the events that literally just happen later in his life, so he's not actually getting a full picture of what he has to do to stop certain things and cause certain things not to happen. And for Sonic Forces, he wins by the end of the game, so there's no reason for him to actually worry because he knows he's going to eventually become modern Sonic and, you know, win against Eggman. It's not like he's going to disappear, and that's something he actively has to try and change. So basically, to give you the gist, classic Sonic does not care about these instances and sees no reason to change them because he wins in the end. Imagine if classic Sonic's first goal though was just to erase everybody faster than him from the timeline. That shit would go crazy hard as a fucking story.
You're funny!
Abraham Towers, the kid who was on the ark with Marie and Shadow. After the events of Shadow the Hedgehog, we thought we would never hear this guy again. Basically, he just up and disappeared. But that's until we got to the events of Sonic X Shadow Generations, and then we found out, oh, okay, he just let Shadow go off into space instead of shooting him down immediately like a dipshit. But now we have another question. Where is he now? Well, if we are taking him as the current leader of Gun in the Sonic timeline, he's probably dead. During the events of Sonic Forces, Gun had completely been annihilated by the Eggman Empire. How? We don't know, and we might never find out, and they might even retcon this since they didn't show it on screen. But here is your proof.
N stands for Guardian Units of the Nations, by the way. I put them in their place during my last campaign. Anyway, the Shadow's gone.
Yeah, but basically it's a heavy implication that they can literally just walk back in a half a second, like 3.3 seconds, and like completely destroy it all and make it never matter. But anyway.
Mega CD.
I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. And remember, like, subscribe, comment, do all that fancy stuff. Actually, leave a comment just saying, hey, this is the worst part of the video. I want to know what my worst parts are so I can improve in the future. Have a great day. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. Thank you for watching the show.
Put your nose up in these breeches. We'll see a deep throat, 0.5 inches. Yeah. Suck my dick. I stuck my fingers in. You were high on heroin. Are you now remembering?